Oh my God, it's cold and there are wolves after me. Welcome everyone to Generation Dan. I just made up the wolves. They're not really. It is cold though. That's why I'm wearing a sweater. I am Dino the Gen X Marvel, your Gen Xer, and I guess what's the word? I'm a fogey.
You can't burp and then start the episode.
Yes, I can because I share this out. It was
offline. Right?
Yeah, it's only fair. Who else?
It would have been cool to start. But...
I'm Atlas Novak. I'm your millennial, and
who apparently laughs at burps a lot.
It was so well timed. I'm sorry.
Dude, I even was like,
yeah,
yeah, it was perfect. Yeah.
He does it all the time on my show.
Yeah. Christ, and I'm gonna have to cut it out in editing, which is unfortunate because it's the beginning thing.
You can take it as a soundbite and just move it to the front.
If it makes you guys feel better, because I drank on hammered and cheese, I'll be farting like a motherfucker while I'm like dicing up onions.
That's so Cole, by the way.
Yeah, well, this is Cole, our old host and special guest for today.
Yes,
was our normal guest. Chose not to respond, which apparently that makes sense.
She eventually did get back to me. She's like, we rescheduled for the 8th. So yeah.
Well,
bitches,
is she okay?
She's fine. It was like a work thing.
That's fine. And you know what? I try not to be pissy about it because, like, one side of me is like, I'm trying to do something. Fucking respect my schedule. Yeah. And the other side, it's like, I can't do anything.
I get it.
Cole, what are you doing?
Who still has a job in this economy? This is some bullshit. It's a lie.
I know.
This is what I'm thinking.
You became a teacher, Atlas. That's not a job.
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. So, with Cole saying what he is and the episode title being what it is, which is about the seasonal depression, the winter blues, dealing with that, we really ought to bring back hibernation, right? Bears got to figure it out. I think.
But also to hibernation, we were all told that bears go into a cave and fall asleep. That's not what hibernation is, right? So
really,
what do they do?
Really, it's not. It's really.
You're making shit up, aren't you? Already, I can tell.
Listen, I'm telling you. Is that the idea that they just go to sleep for 6 months? That's not what hibernation is.
I'm about to get young Jamie on your ass.
Okay, listen. Okay,
fact check.
Listen, we're gonna fact check this right now. Okay, what is hibernation? Not just sleep. There we go. Okay, the short answer is okay. So. During hibernation, the animal's body temperature drops and its heartbeat and breathing slow down, so doesn't use much hunger or energy. Okay,
doesn't use much hunger.
It doesn't use much energy. I was reading the wrong line. It is. It's not just to go to sleep.
So is it just like the equivalent of if you napped for? So instead of sleeping for 8 hours and existing for the other 16, you're sleeping for like 16 and existing for 8. Kind of?
No, so it's more kind of like have you ever binge watched anything like that was longer than a day?
Yeah.
Okay. So the sleep that you get in between, it's kind of like they binge watch looking at nature for the next 6 months or whatever during the time. So essentially they're not falling asleep, but they're kind of just in a like I
do that every night. I'd be like on my phone all night long. You know what I mean? Like just
the most unhealthy of sleep that most of us are getting. That's what hibernation is. Okay. Yeah.
I do that every night then. Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Word up.
Where's the Schoolhouse Rock about that? That's
Coca-Cola bears are just they're just depressed.
Bro,
that's all this.
Have you ever seen the video of the guy who wanted to film polar bears? So they put him in like a plexiglass box.
Oh.
And then the bear came and the bear's like, and just like biting on it, trying to get in. You're like, bro, that guy's dead. If that thing breaks, he's dead.
I remember the Grizzly Man, the Werner Herzog movie. Remember that?
Okay. That's much worse. Yeah.
That's like a Shark Tank, but on the land.
That's the thing. Well, that's
like they're shark cages, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, but that's the thing is like a polar bear doesn't like so you can kind of shoo off a grizzly, and like there are things you can do to try and get them to screw off, but a polar bear doesn't.
You're
like,
not chewing off a bear. I don't care who you are.
No. So you can like scream a black bear and a brown bear is okay. Like they get freaked out if you make big noises and like shake your hands in the air and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A grizzly, like if you play dead, it might just leave you alone. But the thing is, the most likely fact that a grizzly attacks you is because it's worried about its cubs. So you're like, yeah, if anything, it's just gonna be like, well, it's already dead. Feed it to the babies. Like it doesn't give a shit, right? So, but ultimately, a polar bear doesn't do that. The polar bear just comes at you and just doesn't stop until it feeds because there's food is so limited and it's purely a meat eater. Speaking of meat eaters, what's up, Atlas?
What's up? Oh, well done on the transition. So I went to a neurologist appointment on Friday because my last one retired. Yeah. So it was like, here's a new one. You should go meet them.
Who said urologist?
Neurologist.
I'm like, do you have cancer and you're not telling us?
Some guy that touches wiener. No.
Yeah. No, but while I was there, we were talking about like the ongoingness of my condition and how many like medications that it just haven't worked on me or this or that. And they said that I should give the ketogenic diet a try. Now, to those who might have heard that before, the keto diet is used as a weight loss thing because how it works is you stop eating most of carbs and sugar so that your body feeds off fat.
Yeah.
So you burn a lot of it really quickly. Dino, did you do anything like this when you were doing your weight loss thing, or? Well,
up until like the summertime, I was mostly avoiding sugars and carbohydrates just in general. Like no pastas, no breads, but like I still eat breaded chicken fingers because like I'm a weirdo, not a monster. Like you can't like we're gonna do strips of chicken like some sort of animal. No, absolutely not. Right. So in general, like it's a lot easier, but also too, I was thinking that if you're willing to do keto, you should try intermittent fasting just because the autophagy stuff is really, really cool when it comes to like your sharpness of brain after 3 days of fasting, like really starts to go wild where you're just like I know a few guys that have done it and they're like, yeah, after a few days, like you have a hard time sleeping just because your brain is so active in a good way. Like, but yeah,
I'm imagining the abstinence episode of Seinfeld where like George gets smarter the longer he doesn't have sex.
Yeah, pretty much like that.
Yeah. So, she recommended that like consider it, right? She's not saying you have to do this, but just like give it a try. I told this to Katie, who immediately went, I already do gluten-free. Why don't we just take that a step further? In
the step further is I already do gluten-free. So the next step would be you do gluten-free.
Okay.
But gluten-free and keto are different because with gluten, it's just no of gluten, the plant protein. So you can eat rice, you can eat potatoes,
which isn't that bad.
Yeah, and also, keto, you can't eat either of those things.
Potato. So this is the thing, too, and this is what I don't agree with keto is that keto is there are a lot of things that you can buy that say keto are like just barely keto. They're not really keto, right? So the better way to eat is vegetables, fats, meats.
Proteins,
that's it. Like and that's and like eggs, just start your day off with 2 boiled eggs. You'll feel great. And the only thing is, remember, you don't really poop on a heavy meat diet, so you got to make sure you eat vegetables and fats because if you just go with meats, like
I've wondered about that about Joe Rogan. Honestly, he's big on the all meat diet or whatever. I'm like, dude, you're constipated, aren't you? Like all the time.
I just love the idea of like Cole watching, Joe Rogan on like YouTube Shorts. He's like, does that guy poop off?
I wonder how.
I do. I'm genuinely concerned for his health.
I don't think you're the only one. There may be a Reddit for that. Let's be honest. There may be a Reddit for that.
Because I've constipated a handful of times. That shit sucks.
Yeah. Joe Rogan's poops. There's a secret guy who's like snuck into his bathroom and just takes pictures of it.
He has to be getting enemas regularly.
Disgusting.
Well, that is disgusting. But also too, he can afford it. It's fine.
So
right.
So we're starting that in earnest tomorrow, which means I'm like taking today to do the equivalent of like last rites, my last meal. So like
That's
Chinese food, regular soda,
regular soda. You're an animal.
Wait, what do you mean regular soda? Like Coke? Like Coca-Cola?
So you can do diet on keto because it's
don't do that. Just drink water. Why?
I drink a lot of water.
Just drink water.
If you stop drinking pop,
why do people drink Diet Coke? It's not any different than regular Coke. It's just and it doesn't taste good. It doesn't. It tastes like Sweet and Low, which also gross. Yeah. And it's got all the sugar components that it's just made up sugar. It's not sugar. It's made up sugar. Okay, like it's all kinds of other shit in there that's not good for you. Just drink water. If you don't want to drink a Coke, drink fucking water. You fucking idiot.
Watch this. I can actually make what he said make real sense. So what happens is with Diet Coke, people, you bypass the production of insulin. The only issue is things like aspartame and stevia and those kind of fake sweeteners still feed the bacteria that's in your intestinal biome. So what happens is you still get the cravings that you would get from consuming sugar, but it doesn't affect you on the insulin on your front systems, but it does affect you in the long term. So you still have those cravings and things that would be caused by drinking massive amounts of sugar. So ultimately, that's why, like for myself, the first soda I had in like quite some time, like not even a zip, was in Cleveland. We went to A&W, and it was totally worth it. I'll tell you that right now. It was so good. It was A&W root beer, and I loved every second of it. But
I have two things.
All right.
First off, how is that easier to understand than what I said? I used English words. You said some Latin shit. Secondly,
said words that didn't even make a sentence. So
I said what I said. Secondly, where the fuck is an A&W around here?
Oh, it was on the way.
A&W doesn't have like a burger place. There's no A&W in California. Soda aside, right?
Which is sad.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they're fucking dope. But the closest one I know of in Cleveland is like 45 minutes. It's probably Akron, if I'm honest. It's not close to
that. That's the other thing I'm excited to it is like I can just eat a shit ton of bacon and stuff now. Like,
So interestingly enough, I would even go so far like steak it's really good for like. Also, you'll find I know there are a lot of people I know that are older than me that are like, oh, I can't eat steak anymore, and I'm like, really? Like, I take longer to digest steak, I find, but if I'm being responsible with my diet, I'm eating a lot of vegetables and everything.
Eat green beans on the side.
Do love me some green beans.
I've been doing. I just started. Every time I smoke whatever meat I do, like I'll do a chicken or a beef tenderloin or whatever.
I'm sure you smoke the shit out of some meat.
I smoke the shit out of it. That's right. Why do you gotta be so dirty?
That's something I wanted to point out to you, Atlas. That's one thing I've noticed. I don't really do diets. I've just never have. It's not who I am as a person. I'd rather just exercise and get it done. I don't have any. Of course, I don't have any like medical issues. Like I don't want to like call you out, but you have medical issues.
Medical issues like the will to live. He also
exactly. That's a legitimate reason to have a diet for sure, 100%. Like diabetes and everything else. Like anybody who has an actual legitimate reason to do a diet. But I don't have any of that problem. My problem with people doing diets is I always notice that they do what you're doing, which is they're going to have this big fucking blowout meal right before they go on their diet. Yeah, and then they just start the next day with some shit. Just shit.
I have shit in my pants right now. You set him up for that one. That was
lightweight. Yeah. So, like, you threw me off. I had a fucking point, and you threw me off.
Too funny.
All right. So, what you need to do is you need to have your Chinese food tonight, and you need to go have yourself a lobster tomorrow. That way, you're wiring your brain to be like, I can eat good food. You know what I mean? Blah blah blah.
Yeah. Look, it's that kind of thing. All right, Atlas went to go get
getting his Chinese food.
He's celebrating. And what the fuck kind of thumbnail is that? Jesus Christ. It's fantastic. Insane, though.
It looks like you.
A little bit. More hair. I don't have that much hair. That's the real problem.
It's gonna be you if you're ever able to stimulate the the growth.
Listen, I'm using that peppermint oil and avocado oil every time I shower. So, Jordan the Stallion, if you're listening, thank you, and I'm hoping it works. I will do a testimony, sir. Just your magical advice. Look. This is the thing: is that I'm of the belief that if you start proactively doing stuff around this time, like where we're just on, like we're technically in fall, but like it still feels like summer. The weather's pretty good, right?
Yeah,
but if you start making changes now, I find that the winter is a lot easier. Like I've been working out daily for now coming up on 3 months, right? Which has been fantastic. I've taken a couple days off here and there, but nothing substantial. Like I took 2 days off after 30 days, and now I've gone like 54 days so far. Right?
I'm the worst when it comes to days off, man, because I take one day off and suddenly I'm like, how about another day off? How about another day off?
Listen,
and it's just the thing. It just goes.
I was in Cleveland and I met up with Cole for breakfast, and I was like, "Listen, I'm gonna go work out, and then we'll meet for lunch." He's like, "Why don't you just take a day off?" And I'm like, "Listen, because if I take a day off, it turns into like 6 days off." He's like, "Yeah, me too." And I'm like, "Why do that?"
You know what I did when you went and worked out? You know what I did? Yes. Took a nap.
Took a nap
right after Chick-fil-A breakfast.
I'm not gonna say I'm not jealous, because I'll tell you, you do that kind of stuff and you're just like, I'm just gonna go do nothing. Especially it was a comfortable bedroom too. I went and worked out, and then like just as that was finished, some guy walked in and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm like, "Don't talk to me, piece of shit."
Hotel gyms have to be the worst. Like I go to a gym. I have a gym in my apartment. So that's like kind of a thing. It's like he's my neighbor, but like I don't know. I've never been to like a legitimate like Planet Fitness type of gym. I've never been with those. Creep me out. I've been in there enough times to be like, I don't want to pay for this.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? But I've never gone to one per se, like with a subscription. I just checked it out. But the idea of a hotel gym, you get a lot of weirdos at hotels already, and now you're gonna talk to me at the gym. Come on, man.
Absolutely not.
There's already a creepy place to begin with.
Seriously.
You know what I mean? It's all sexed up in there.
What?
I said, don't fucking talk to me at the gym.
Right.
I agree with him.
Don't talk to me at a real gym. A hotel gym, stay out. Wait your turn. I'm gonna be done soon.
It's rapey in there. It feels rapey. Yeah. It's like jail. Yeah. You know, like
bro, I'm 6'2" and 260 pounds. I was the bad guy in jail. I'm like, I don't want to be in this situation. Okay, please.
This is part of the reason I swim for exercise, because you cannot
makes
talk.
Everything easier.
You can't talk. You're underwater the whole time. Sorry, like this is happening, you know?
Yeah, but I could like jump on you and drown you, and then use your body for whatever I want while you're like coughing up water. You know what I mean? Like,
what do you think goes on at a public pool, Cole?
I don't know, man. There's some crazy shit. Look at Antonio Brown, man. He was whipping his dick out in front of people in the pool at the hotel. So at a hotel.
Listen, see, this is the thing. Like, I hear weird people say shit, and they're like, "Oh, I pooped in a coffee maker." You're like, number one, that's bad on you. That doesn't make you cool. It makes you a horrible human being. But yeah, no, it's a nice hotel in Mayfield Heights. So,
all right. So
enjoyable. How's your Chinese food?
So Chinese food has got orange chicken. I got shrimp. I got the cream cheese rangoons, all that stuff, which is the equivalent of the thing I just sent you before we started this episode. What am I doing, Dino?
Peter, what are you doing? Crack? What the
Nothing? What happened exactly?
Did it?
No, just nothing.
I saw it.
I saw it too. God damn it. How come you don't have good internet in LA? No, it did the thing. It said that you were doing crack, which cool. I've never had crab rangoon.
God damn you, Newsom.
Yeah.
That was good. Good one.
Accurate. Yeah.
But yeah, so Katie said I'm gonna experience something called keto flu for the first week or so, or because like your body isn't used to being without carbs for that long, that you get like not like literally
only for women. Don't worry about it.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. Apparently, the cure is to drink a lot of like have a lot of salt, so like Gatorade Zero or bone broth, this or that.
Don't
So then your body retains water.
You should know as well, Atlas, is that make sure you open that right beside the mic. That's important. This
Sorry.
Okay, it was funny. She was like,
that was like me when I was breaking ice on one of our episodes of Hammered and Cheese, and he was just like, "You don't have to do it so close to the mic." And I'm like,
"Yeah, but it's more
there
fun
to do it."
It's right there.
I'm gonna get a fork too. Hang on.
Yeah, we're gonna hear click, cling, click, cling every fucking 30 seconds.
Every 30 seconds. Sorry.
See, we already heard it.
Pants, eh? Yeah, already heard it. We already heard the ding. But yeah, Atlas. So something you may want to consider too is because remember, so to get the real benefits for fasting, like the bare minimum is all you have to do is do like a 16-8 mix where like you only eat for 8 hours a day and then you don't eat for 16 hours a day. That combined with a protein, vegetable heavy diet, you'll feel great. And also too, a misnomer to everyone: if you wash your potatoes a couple times, like rinse them out to get the starches out, they are not that bad for you. When it comes to like, they're not like bread is bread.
Yeah.
Potatoes are
potatoes have a lot of vitamins in them. It's kind of part of the reason that Irish people are so handsome. I'm serious. Like for like during,
did you say?
Hang on. So during the potato famine, there was like, the peasants of Ireland, a lot of their diet was based on the potato, and they were like, these are really like Oliver Cromwell and all those shitty British people were like, these are weirdly sexy peasants, and it's because of the potato. I shit you not, this was a thing.
No,
go watch. Yeah,
it's one of those things where eat it with the skin. Even the whole thing is like, if you have an air fryer, perfect. If you don't,
an air fryer.
An air fryer is like heaven. Cole just got one. He's excited, man. He texted me. He's like, "Hey, I just got an air fryer from my mom." I'm like, "Huh?"
Yeah, my mom bought an air fryer, and she's like, "I don't like air fried stuff now. I don't. I tried it. I didn't like it." I was like, "Fuck, well, I'll take it." And she's like, "Here you go." It's like, "Yo, I fucking love air fried stuff."
It feels so okay. French fries, deep fried French fries are like 500-600 calories. Okay. For like a man's portion, not like I had 7 fries. Like whoever says that, you're a garbage person. Okay. So for like a real dish of French fries, if they're deep fried, is like 600 calories. If they're air fried, they're like 43 calories. Like it's nothing.
I've never had anything that was air fried that didn't taste like it was fried. I've never had it's never been like a drop in quality.
It's the only way. It's the only way I reheat leftovers now too.
Yeah, Andres, that's my favorite thing. My favorite thing, pizza.
Can you make pizza?
Throw a pizza in there.
Yeah. So recently what I did was, just so people know, Cole and I have been doing a show Tuesday nights called Hammered and Cheese. It's on my channel as well. And essentially, basically, I will direct Cole to make a recipe, or Cole will tell me a recipe he's making, all the meantime getting absolutely shit-faced. So
it's a good show. I've watched it.
It's very entertaining. It's an enjoyable experience because slowly Cole loses his mind, but in the end he eats good food and he makes good food. I had it last week. It was buffalo mac and cheese, and it was actually really good. He brought me a plate. There's a picture of it somewhere.
Man, I really had to show up on that one too, because it was like, man, he's not eating the food, so if I make something bad and the one time he's in town, he's gonna feel some type of way every episode.
Like kind of, right? Like to be fair, like that's literally what happens, right? So at the same time, it's just one of those things. But it ended up being a very enjoyable experience, and sure enough, we're going to be doing more. But I just recently, and I'm going to direct Cole to do this, is I did baked whatchamacallit, baked feta cheese, and it was delicious. Yeah,
baked feta cheese.
Yeah. So essentially, you just cover it in seasoning. I'll explain it to you on one of the shows, but you cover it in seasoning and then throw it in the air fryer. It's ready to go. And if you do it for a little bit longer, like, because feta cheese doesn't act like normal cheese, right? So it gets soft, but it doesn't gooify. Yeah. So if you put it at the right temperature and you really ramp up the heat, it ends up being quite tasty. And then it's good just to start things off.
I like having feta cheese as a pizza topping, not like in place of the cheese, but like as a topping. Believe it or not, it's good.
I don't like my fucking feta cheese like hot. They get cold. I do like deep fried feta. Other than that, but
as a little teaser for everyone, this was the buffalo mac and cheese, and then this is my face while I'm eating it because it was delicious. Yeah, I was in the backseat of the car like a
wizard.
I look like a wizard.
I give you an ungodly amount. I give you an ungodly amount, and you ate all of it like it was gonna run away.
Up there. So just for people listening, he looks like this should be like an instant type of mac and cheese you get at the grocery store that's been open for 60 years, but no one knows how it stayed in business. And like no other grocery store carries this. But Dino's famous mac and cheese is like this picture on like the shelf where it's like, I don't know if this is okay to buy.
That's homemade from scratch, bro. You can watch me make it.
Hey, listen, it's like Chef Boyardee, but the dollar store version. And I was like, hey, it's Dino's mac and cheese. Try it. Maybe you like.
Fuck y'all. I put my fucking asshole into that mac and cheese.
It was really good.
Yeah, Chef Boyardino.
Chef Boyardino. And there was chunks of Gorgonzola, which was a lot tastier than it sounds, because it sounds absolutely horrific.
Okay, so I have a question. So this being the episode about surviving the winter, what are your favorite like holiday dishes, drinks, pumpkin stuff like that?
I just love pumpkin pie.
Just Thanksgiving, bro. Like turkey, stuffing, all that shit. I love it. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, legitimately. I know there's that whole racist part of it. I don't really celebrate that part, but all the other parts I'm real big into.
It's just
like, the non-racist parts.
It's African American Friday. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
That's the Friday. I'm talking about the Thursday before it, where we like slaughtered Native Americans or whatever. So that part.
Wait, is that
very sad? Very sad. Anyways,
every Thursday or just like that Thursday?
Thanksgiving. You want Thanksgiving in Canada? You got Native Americans.
Hey, to be clear, okay, Canadians have Thanksgiving that they share with the entire rest of the world except for the United States. Okay.
Well, yeah, but ours is based off of Native American heritage.
Right. Which it's the slaughter of Native Americans.
Well, yeah, but it's based off of that.
Thanksgiving for everyone else in the world is just the Harvest Festival.
That's dumb, because on this side of the world, y'all have Native Americans. This whole half of the world, from where you are all the way down to like Chile.
Cole's kind of right, because you had the whole thing with the residential schools, Canada.
Oh, you mean the ones where there are thousands of kids' bodies, and now it turns out that there's none? Zero.
Yeah, I didn't Columbus found Canada too. Yeah.
What?
Anyway,
Columbus found Canada too.
Technically,
Columbus didn't even find America, bro.
No, that was Lee Harrison who found Canada. Ding to Durden, motherfucker.
Y'all get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He didn't find Cleveland, but he found Cleveland.
He didn't even find America.
What is your guys' opinion on eggnog? Because
I fucking love it with rum or whiskey.
I've had good eggnog though. Yeah. I've had bad eggnog, which is revolting.
I don't know if I've had good eggnog.
Is very polarizing as a drink, where like people either fucking love it, like the dad on the Fairly Odd Parents, or they think it's the most revolting thing ever. I am of the former category. I think eggnog's delicious. It's like white people horchata. It's great.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
You got to put cinnamon in it for it to be good.
But that's the thing is, like, if you just buy eggnog from the store, you're not having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's just be fair.
Where do you get eggnog from?
Like a carton of eggnog.
Yeah, where do you get it from?
Well, if you get it
where
from
the
store,
supposed to get it from?
If you get it from the store, you have to do things to it. You don't just
you don't. You just drink it out the carton. I do that. I know there's a lot of shit that I say, and you're like, oh, is he being a contrarian? I'm 100%. That's what I do. I drink it from the carton. Sometimes I pour it in a glass because other people want some too. I'll add whiskeys or rum. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't buy it from the store.
Don't pretend like you don't add booze to it. Okay.
I do add booze to it if I have some booze, which I usually do.
You always do. Okay.
But I didn't start off putting booze in the eggnog. I was like fucking 8 when I found eggnog.
Listen, also too,
it's been a while.
Like it's eggnog that's got booze in it. You should have some. No, but that's the thing is, if you do stuff, it does. It's good. But if you like, I've had homemade eggnog that was revolting, and then I had homemade eggnog that was delicious. So
yeah, it's very
nobody to make it homemade.
It's very easy to mess up.
You know,
definitely.
it's like cheesecake. People will tell me all the time, "I made a cheesecake." Not gonna happen. I'll buy it from the cheesecake factory or the Walmart. I trust Walmart better than I trust some people in there to make cheesecake in their house. No, you gotta
like
ferment it with cheesecloth. That sounds disgusting.
Yeah,
and
if somebody
I've
said
seen you
that,
caught your baby before. So
yeah, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And if somebody's like, "Oh yeah, you gotta," if somebody said use a cheesecloth on your cheesecake, bro, you made a cheese loaf. You didn't make a cheesecake. Okay, let's be very clear about that. Because
if you got graham cracker crust, anytime you think you can bake, and the first thing you do is buy a graham cracker crust, I'm already just like not game for whatever it is you're about to do to feed me. No, you got a graham cracker crust, you don't know how to bake.
Listen, see, there's the one cool thing about this season, right? And leading up to winter. So what I was telling Cole earlier was that, in my opinion, I think now, like, because we had the debate, everyone, is that maybe we should have this closer to like daylight savings times in
that's what I was originally lobbying for, because daylight saving times
absolutely
ends in November on the Sunday. So I feel
however,
like that would have been,
which we will do another one, but I feel like there's a key here, and we can do this as a little experiment, is to start some of the habits that you need for the winter. So the way I'm saying is this, is if we start from now, that gives us a solid 6 weeks for us to develop those habits, such as spending time outside, doing some exercise, like going for walks, daily working out of some sort. Because listen, even for you, Alice, because realistically you're a teacher, so that means you have this crazy amount of free yet completely not free prisoner time. It's weird. It's like you can walk in the yard all you want, but you ain't leaving that. So
accurate. Yep.
What you can do though is you can go up and down the stairs inside the school, right? You could do something, because I'm assuming they have 2 floors in California. That's not
so it's 2 floors, and then it's like a quad.
Oh, so, even better. So that that can count for your exercise, because remember, and this is one of the things that I learned too, was that you don't have to be covered in sweat for it to be considered exercise. A brisk walk where you're not sweating is very healthy if you can do it for 30 minutes a day.
Yeah. I also learned that my dad's sweater, the green one that I always wear, weighed 3 pounds when I went to, I was at the doctor, and like I was there, they go to weigh you. So I go and it's like 234. I'm like, wait, I should take my jacket off. I took it off at 231. Like it was a noticeable difference for the jacket. I'm like, all right, good to know. So I'm constantly just.
I mean, I'm using an analog scale, so.
Hey, just don't use Joey's, okay? Atlas, you would have been angry. Okay. Joey weighed us all, and Joey came out 248, which I'm like, that's not accurate. Let's just start there, because he's taller than I am.
He's the same fucking size as us.
He looks like a D and a P attached. Like, he's just straight line, belly, straight line. Like, it's weird. Okay? Yeah. But on top of everything, he was like, yeah, 248. I'm like, you're taller than I am, so that's not right. And also he goes, oh, we got the same size hat. He takes his hat off, puts it on my head, and it drops to here. And I'm like, no, I have a giant face. You have a massive head.
Yeah, that head is like 15 pounds alone.
Holy. Then Cole gets on, and it's like 268. And Cole's like,
274 is what it says.
274. That's not even worse. Then I jump on. Okay, remember, now I left for Cleveland, and I was 270-ish. Okay? Yeah. And I get on the scale, and it's like 310. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here, bro. That's
is not... it? Someone tells me that he had it like set to kilograms or something.
Bro, I don't know what he was doing. It's something.
And he was doing some kind of fuckery is what he was doing.
Something. Because I kept on looking, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, your shoes are really heavy. I'm like, okay, they're not steel toes.
And then that was the other thing. I was wearing slides, right? So like, obviously. Yeah. So I went to go just pop mine off real quick, and then Joey got real weird. He was like, no, not without your shoes. I was like, yeah, some fucking shit going on here.
On top of everything, and you guys got to know that like Cole has white slides and purposefully wears black socks like a fucking weirdo. So listen, and those things, definitely weird.
To be fair, they didn't match. They weren't matching socks. It's not like I actively wear black socks with my white slides. I just put on whatever socks are available that day.
Absolutely horrific.
Same.
I tried to match the color at least.
So Can I ask you guys a question? And this is just, I know it's kind of off topic, but not off topic. Do you have different socks?
Yeah.
So like I have 14 pairs of black socks. That's it.
The same brand and everything?
I literally
I
will
try
just
to
replace them every 2 years. That's it.
Every 2 years. I try to. It's never quite so simple though. Like where you try and get the same one, but it's like the same style, but it's a different company, so it's ever so slightly off. And it's like,
I honestly would encourage anyone listening is that get rid of all your socks. Like pick, like you can have a few cool ones or like sports teams or whatever. Is some people are young and foolish, but then just like your generic everydays, just sell them. Go to Walmart, get a pair of because I have to buy size 14 socks, right? Because I have giant flipper feet. So I buy. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy 14 pairs, and then those are my socks for the next 2 years, and that's it. I have a couple.
I'm wearing like
is that
a bird.
carton?
I don't know what it is. It's a food of some sort. I don't know what kind of food it is.
It's a burrito.
That's the one. Is it a burrito? It's a burrito. And let's see the other one. Pizza.
Pizza and a burrito?
Oh, I shit my pants.
That's fair.
If someone from Ziploc could contact literally anyone in the cereal business, that would be great. Well done.
Bro, come on. That's top tier stuff, right?
This is how I buy socks though. Like I'm walking through a place and then I'm like, oh, that's not a bad deal. And then I just have them now. And I don't match socks. Like, what the fuck kind of person has that kind of time?
I find it funny that you're like, I like them, so now I just have them. He didn't say purchase them. He's just like, well, these are my socks.
I mean, I've definitely done that too, but like
okay, so
people expect you to steal from Dick's Sporting Goods, unfortunately. So sometimes you have to buy them.
You heard it here first, people. If you're gonna steal from Dick's.
No, don't steal from Dick's. You'll go to jail.
So that's for you guys, where the seasonal depression, there's not only the sun going down earlier, you all got snow.
We got, and actually,
I fucking love the snow, bro. That's my favorite thing. You get to play it, you get to throw it at people. Like that right there, the throwing it at people part is like my favorite part. It's cold, it's not too hot. I'm fat, so like like I could see my breath. I know I'm breathing. I can see it. You know what I mean? Seeing is believing. People almost die when
Possible
they go to work.
Episode title
That's
right there.
fun to me too. I love it. There was one time, my whole family, the first winter that they came up here, actually to live up here, because they have to follow me everywhere I go. We sat on my fucking porch because it was like. It was probably 3 or 4 days in they were here. We had this massive fucking storm come in. I was like, y'all gotta watch this shit. This shit's great. And we sat there drinking. We took the snow and made margaritas out of. And we just watched as people tried to go to the club or go to the grocery store, even though there was a warning of don't leave your home. It's really bad. It was just coming down on us, and people were just getting stuck and sliding into each other and almost dying. We were fucking 10 feet from it because we were on my balcony just watching this shit, and like it's the funniest shit. And then the cars were stuck for 3 goddamn days because they couldn't listen to a fucking warning. I love it. It's my favorite time of year.
So it seems like Paul's strategy is lemons make lemonade.
But also, do never use snow that falls for anything other than stepping on people. Do not, under any circumstances, like you have to boil that. Just to be very clear.
Come on, man, you be the pussy.
Listen,
if I find out that he has hookworm, we'll know why.
Well, I met his brother. They might be in the family.
He's already like that when he was born. The rest of them don't look like that.
Okay, So, being that snow is a factor, whereas down here in SoCal it's not. What's your like strategy for the, inside?
The hard part was from the early 2000s until probably 2012, we would barely get like one snowfall throughout the winter, and we started getting like crazy winds and like really bad wind chill, but no snow. Right, because snow inevitably, it's kind of like rain, right? It breaks that humidity barrier and it kind of cuts the heat. So with the snow, if it's like really cold for a few days, then you get a big snowfall. It's beautiful outside, right? So like I try and take advantage of the snow in that I I definitely use it for exercise and will I enjoy the hell out of it, especially now that I've been actually like getting in shape and working on my core and stuff like that. I'm excited to make sure that I don't throw my back out when I shovel the driveway, which I'm like, hey, that's a benefit. But at the same time, like I have a rear wheel drive car and it's a lot more fun. So I get into the winter and I'm like, and I'm just like throwing bananas at people. I'm like, suck it, slip and slide, bitch. So it's great for me, but also like a lot of people are horrible drivers. So it's fun to watch people.
Yeah, bro, I love that
really
shit,
fun.
especially when I'm out in the road with them, and I'm driving like maybe 40 miles an hour on the freeway, and watching these people fly by me. I'm like, I'm gonna see you over there in that ditch in a minute. And then they are every time, inevitably.
That's LA in the rain too. Like you see a BMW doing like 80, and we're all doing like 45, maybe. I'm like,
that's because y'all don't get rain. That's y'all ain't used to driving in rain.
Yeah,
because
what happens is, the rain happens, and then in that first hour, all the oil, all the like gunk, is up on top of the water. So like it's hydroplane city.
Listen, and the best part is, just so everyone knows, I was driving with Cole in kind of like a torrential burst. Like it was only like 5 minutes long, but it was like a lot of rain.
Bro, it was so much rain.
Listen, don't you shut up, okay? So we're driving, and he's driving. I'm beside him, and lightning goes off, and he's like, ah! Okay?
I didn't say ah.
You said ah. You're like, ah. Okay. There was.
It freaked me out. I wasn't ready.
But also too, him loving watching people fall, bro. That's coming from a guy who needed some new brakes. Okay, like we were driving, and there's like, and I was like, bro,
I probably got that fixed. I got that fixed yesterday. Like 3 months later.
It's fine. It's reasonable.
I drive every day, all day for work, by the way.
So
Atlas, you know what? I feel for you though. Okay, back on the snow part.
Yeah.
There's one thing you will never experience living in Los Angeles that me and Dino have both experienced, okay, in a good way. It's shoveling your driveway, and then your girl seeing you shovel that driveway, and then she fucks you like no woman ever will, because it's man shit. Like the post shovel your driveway sex is the best sex you'll ever have in your life.
The closest I can get to that hot chocolate. Here's the thing: I went skiing every year growing up, so it's not like I've never seen snow, but I've never lived in an environment where snow is just you have to
in your way,
where you have to just kind of continue with your life while it's also there.
You went to the mountain. I get it.
Yeah, I went to the mountain.
Right, you were a tourist where they were going to do it for you, all that good shit. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And then it's not even just the sex part. It's like if you shovel your driveway and you have a chick living with you and she watches you do that, she's going to get the hot chocolate. She's going to do the hot chocolate. She's going to cook dinner. She's going to give you dessert. She's going to suck the shit out of your dick, bro. Like, she's just, no woman is ever more nice to you after you shovel the driveway. So unfortunately, you just not ever see that.
I think me doing the dishes is probably like a third of that, right?
It's not even on the same level near it.
It's the same emotion, but it's not at that level.
Yeah, I just see I saw Alice for a second go, you can move to the Midwest. What's the big deal? It's fine.
Well, also like you know, with climate change being how it is, and we're going to end up with the PNW and California and pretty much the East Coast getting swallowed anyway.
Yeah.
We're probably going to end up in the Midwest because, like,
you mean in the Pacific?
You do have a very
not the state. I mean, Katie and I, when we got to move inland, inevitably, it's probably either going to be the Midwest because I know you guys. There's people, right?
Yeah.
That I know, or I don't know, Colorado.
I feel like Atlas.
Colorado is probably the better option.
No, but let's be honest. I feel like Atlas would be the kind of guy who's like, "Yo, we can go like pick our own corn." Like he would be like, "Yes, I'm doing that shit on the weekend."
No, you underestimate how lazy I am. But
no, but it can be. Listen, so
and you want to move to the Midwest where 6 months out of the year you have to not be lazy or you can't get to work.
Okay, so when I was there when.
November.
November. Okay.
It's still fall, kind of.
Yeah. So it was cold and like the sort of thing where it's just I really like the city of Cleveland.
It was.
It's a nice city, right?
It's a nice city, yeah.
I will say, y'all got lucky, both of y'all. Y'all got me showing you Cleveland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying I'm anything, but I know stuff and I know where to go. I know things about the place. Because most people, I feel like when they live in a city, they're like, man. You know what I mean? So then you go and see that thing, you're like,
yeah.
This city kind of sucks. I think every city's like that. I think every city is awesome. You just got to meet the right people.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
because you go to a city and like the people who are supposed to show you around, they didn't
live there.
Yeah, they live there, and they're not really viewing the city as a tourist. Yeah. They're just like, well, the work's over there, and I like to do this thing with my friends.
Yeah,
whatever. I think the best way to get a tour around the city is get somebody who isn't from there originally.
Which is kind of where I'm at. I'm not from Cleveland. I grew up in Texas, so
exactly.
That's probably
so
what it
you
is.
had to visit as a tourist first.
Right.
And then get to know the city, and then you get your annals of where you were going. Plus, you have the whole, the DoorDash thing. So you're constantly going everywhere. Versus, like, I'm from LA, and then when people are going, like, well, Dino's asking, like, what should I do? What should I do on there?
So unhelpful.
Like,
so unhelpful.
I'm so sorry. I just
scoffed at me about 45 minutes ago when I mentioned I wanted to see the Walk of Fame. Like, you're like,
exactly, yeah.
Tourists,
bro. There's a Walk of Fame in Toronto, and I was like, I went for a show. I'm like, oh look,
there's no famous people in Toronto. What the fuck? They're all here,
bro. Don't make me.
That's where they film all the movies now because it's cheaper.
Yeah. So. It's called Hollywood North because we
in Atlanta. I thought.
No,
that's dirty Hollywood.
They use Toronto to double for New York, and then it's cheaper to film there. Yeah,
easily. Yeah, it's there's a huge, and also too, we have a lot of space, and like within 2 hours from the city, you're in wilderness, right? Yeah. So it's
so you can kind of do everything you need to when you're.
It makes sense that you would use Toronto as like a fake New York because like both don't have guns anywhere, so nobody's gonna just like show up to the set. Give me all your money, bitch. I don't know.
You're not gonna see Kramer swimming in the East River.
Well, we do have Lake Ontario, so it's almost
dropping slurs.
Yeah, 4 hours in this shop, and I'm a full inch taller. Yeah,
listen, that is fair. Maybe grow an extra limb. Who knows?
Yeah. So I think the lesson to learn from this is the way to get around seasonal depression: exercise.
Yeah. Diet.
Not even a diet, just like treats that you don't get to have the rest of the year. Your eggnogs, your pumpkin spices, your stuff like that.
But I even think like it's worthwhile to do a little research. But this is the thing is do some research as to events that happen because there are still things happening in every city even during the wintertime, right? So like if there are certain festivals, there should like there might be a butter tart festival happening right now. You know that? Damn, I missed it. But like,
we're about to have Maple Festival here, which is weird because I'm like, this isn't Canada.
Yeah, we have the maple.
Yeah, we got a big maple festival here.
Bro, you guys understand? Like in Quebec, there was a tanker that was stolen of like fully done maple syrup, and that's like $600,000, like on the black market.
Of maple syrup,
bro. Like it's a real thing. Like there's a whole like criminal underbelly for.
Bro, if you suspected me of this syrup, I'm not counterfeiting it or chop shopping it or whatever that they're doing with it. What I'm doing with it is eating it, bro. They're like, we knew you took it because you gained like 800 pounds this year.
Okay, or now I'm trying to imagine like this. You said this happened in Quebec, the robbery.
Yeah,
they show up like in like a little rowboat with the gun. Give us all your syrup, eh? Like just that.
100%. Like 100%. That's exactly what
it's like a potato gun. There's like a Nerf gun too.
Yeah.
My brother made a potato gun, bro. It was awesome. It was super cool.
Oh, yeah, potato guns are the coolest.
Wait till you see a real gun, Dino. I'm gonna show one to you. We're gonna go to the gun range next time we come to town.
Twice I've been. We didn't go to this gun, man.
I didn't even think of it. I forget that people don't have guns in places.
Do you have a gun range in the area? Like there's
exercise
all over the place, bro.
Events going on. Get into just like the season of stuff. Even if you fucking hate Thanksgiving, like you don't have a family or you don't like Christmas as a holiday because consumerism, whatever the thing is, get more into the season of.
Don't be a cunt. Is essentially what you're saying.
Well,
yeah,
no,
but no,
like
put up decorations and
Yeah.
watch Charlie Brown Christmas and wear a Santa hat now, and it really does make it goes
Yeah.
a long way to just enjoy. Yeah, the
Yeah.
sun is setting earlier, but you get all cozy in bed
Yeah.
or whatever or you're in your fucking PJs at 5 p.m.
But also, I like the idea is you got to remember, all these holidays, back in the day, people, those were the opportunities you had to spend with family, and not all family, but the family you like, the one people you would have your friends over or something like that. But it was an excuse where everyone wasn't working, so you can hang out. Cole is going to be DoorDash, so it's fine. But everybody else has people they love, so they're good. So
I like to see Christmas lights and
I'll
shit.
have 3 weeks off because I'm a teacher.
So, but the idea is being able to. Cole's face is like.
Sorry, listeners. Yeah.
But the idea behind that is use that opportunity to plan out things, and you'll find that you get a lot more because even I'm tempted this year to go learn how to skate again because I used to have flat feet, and now I kind of have a little arch, not a big arch, but I have an arch in my feet, and I'm I'm gonna buy skates and go because I'm it's I've always had weak ankles and stuff like that. And I'm now I'm fancy like a dancer because I'm so small.
They're opening up a fucking ice skating rink right around my apartment, and I am going to get so much pussy based off of somebody else's business decision.
He is
crazy. I'm
going to pull a triple axel. I'm going to do a single Lutz.
These ice skating rink people are going to give me AIDS indirectly.
At the very least.
Every year on the 3rd Street Promenade, they open an outdoor ice skating rink.
Really?
Yeah, and every year I would go from high school until when I left for college.
Yeah,
just with friends. It's great, and especially that time of year. This is right near the Pacific Ocean, so you get the cold wind coming off the ocean, and it just
it's
the atmosphere.
Fake. It's a fake winter. It's almost winter. If you close your eyes, it feels a little bit like winter. Yeah.
It's about as wintry as SoCal can get outside of the thing where it's it snowed one time in 1940. And that's
it's May here.
Yeah.
But I'll take it where I can get it. But just I really do enjoy skating, roller skating. I kind of miss because I used to do that in college. I had a pair of roller skates and I would to advertise my student org. I put on a grass skirt and go on roller skates and pass flyers out. So shout out backyard baseball wherever you are out there.
I didn't even picture that happening differently. I was he probably.
I'll send you a picture. I can find one.
Absolutely. That's becoming a hula dress.
Have you told your soon-to-be wife about your cross-dressing tendency?
Oh, speaking of soon-to-be wife.
Yeah. Oh,
check it out. Wedding ring came in the mail. Yeah.
That looks pretty cool, man.
I know. Yeah. It's
Does it fit okay and everything too? You tested it out?
It's a little big, but
okay. I thought you weren't supposed to see it or something before the wedding or something.
No. It's you're not supposed to see each other when you're at the day before or day of the wedding. So after the rehearsal dinner, I'm supposed to separate from her. We don't see each other until the ceremony.
Sure. That's when we're gonna take you to the strippers.
Yeah. And then she will kill me if you do that. But anyway, so
we won't tell.
I don't want to get it resized because I'll inevitably get fatter.
What if we kidnap you? We do the whole kidnapping routine. We throw it over your head. You're against your will.
A Weekend at Bernie's type thing, right? Weekend at Bernie's, we just abduct him, and he doesn't even have to be conscious. We'll just get pictures with him with a bunch of ladies of the night. He's like,
so
it's eyes closed,
eyes closed. We get a hat on.
No, we don't even have to abduct you. You just pretend pretend you're knocked out. And then we'll just tell in the pictures, and then we'll just tell everybody we knocked you out.
She's not watching this,
and then you can have a great time.
It's a good thing my bachelor party is before that weekend.
It's gonna happen. Hey, we're doing a bachelor party at 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's the one you think is before the fucking wedding.
This is what I'm afraid of. So, my bachelor party, my sister's husband and Katie's brother.
Oh my god, that's not a bachelor party.
You're going to a male strip club. That's what you're
and they're both kind of control freaks. So unstoppable force meets immovable object. Let's see how that turns out.
Get drunk and have fun.
Yeah.
You're going with your dad and your in-law?
No. So my brother-in-law through
Your
my sister.
brother-in-law.
Yeah. So
her brother.
No. My sister's husband is my brother-in-law, right? And then Katie's actual brother, my soon-to-be brother-in-law.
So two people that don't matter to you.
If you drop the brother, you might have her brother. If you drop her brother, and go with the husband guy, you might have a good time.
You might, because
you might have a good time.
If your brother-in-law is married to your sister, there's a good chance he's like, I just need some freedom. Yeah.
My sister is a giant, like, HR lady of a person.
Oh yeah, so he's like, let's go to the peelers.
Right?
Oh,
yeah,
that's pretty close to, because like he heard about the student order that I was just talking about a few minutes ago, and he's like, baseball. We got to do something with baseball, and I was like, not really. It's not a huge part of my like. I kind of like baseball, but it's not.
I want to see a baseball get shot out of a stripper's butthole.
A full baseball? I don't know if that's gonna be a good time or a bad time. It's gonna be a time. That's for sure.
It would be a fun time. I'm not gonna like fuck her after that, but
the moral dilemma of whether or not to edit that part out.
Atlas, from your house, how far is Tijuana?
Pretty far. It's because you have to go, like, going down to San Diego even is like 2.5 hours. So you do that and then all the way into Tijuana.
We'll abduct him on Friday, like afternoon, and then
and it's the opposite direction too.
That's fine. And then we'll drive him to Donkey Paradise in Tijuana.
That's not. Maybe we're not really doing that.
Maybe we could get Atlas to kill a homeless person or something like that. That'll be fun. He needs a good memory. Right?
There's a lot of options.
A lot of options. I'm just saying.
You probably have. There are so many homeless people in Los Angeles, Alice. You probably have an enemy who's homeless. It's very possible you know a person you hate who's homeless.
No, Generation Dan does not condone killing homeless people as a way to get over your seasonal depression.
But if you don't like him, and he happens to be homeless, that's okay.
Listen, you should compensate his.
We don't hate that he's homeless. Not that there's anything wrong with that. No,
we don't hate people for their economic failings. We hate them because they're bad people. That's different.
Oh my God.
You can be a person to be homeless.
Homeless people, there are good.
I'm willing to bet that most homeless people are bad. Because if you come up and talk to me, bad person. You don't know me, and you're gonna say, "Hey," to this face. Bad person.
He looks jolly like Santa Claus. Like Santa Claus before he had the job. He's like, I'm good. Yeah.
Oh, I totally look like the prequel Santa. Definitely.
Okay, so we should probably change the name of this like prequel Santa.
Prequel
show.
Santa, yeah. That might be.
I thought that was Tim Allen.
No, because like
we could all pass for like a Wish.com stunt double.
No, because Tim Allen's thing was that Santa already existed, and then he kills him by accident, and then he's like the successor.
So you're saying we 1099? We turn Santa Claus into our own business?
No, it's
what
more
about
like
Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell's Santa Claus. That's a lot better. Or
what about what's his face from Stranger Things?
How about Mel Gibson's Santa Claus? Because he was Fat Man, and that's a great movie.
No. I like the dude from Stranger Things. He was a good Santa Claus. What was it? David Harbour. Yeah, that's the one. I can never remember.
He's like Santa magic, and what does that mean? I don't know. It's Santa magic. And you're just like, bro, that's the best excuse ever. And he demolishes people in that movie.
Turning Santa Claus into like a mass murderer was the best thing anybody could have ever done.
Yeah,
also, like for television.
That's the other thing. If you don't like Mariah Carey, okay, you just learn to love it, and Christmas will be better, people. Okay, like I know it's asking a lot.
I still fucking hate it.
You can find like a whole shitload of like alternative rock and emo versions of Christmas music, and that's a whole. You're like, holy shit, like what is their name? Flogging Molly or whatever, the Irish band. They got a fucking good ass song.
I don't hate Christmas music overall. I just hate All I Want for Christmas Is You. That's it. Just the one song.
I like All I Want for Christmas. Like I like Pumpkin Spice once at the very beginning of the season.
Okay.
After that,
that's fine.
Leave me alone for the rest of the year.
Yeah. One of my favorite movies is Love Actually. So it's in the song, and I'm like,
you made me watch that with you queer.
Listen, you know what? I tried to make you a happy person. That's on you now. I've given you all the tools, sir.
One of my favorite things about Love Actually is the scene where they where the guy runs to the airport gate to catch the girl before she gets on the plane, and then showing it to somebody who was born after the year like 1997. And then just being like, you can do that? Like, no, you can't. Not anymore. That came out like right after 9/11.
Yeah, and that was a happy Christmas, everyone.
Showing it to me was weird because I didn't get on a plane till I was already an adult, or go to the airport even. So,
okay. Out of curiosity, we'll close the episode out with this. What is your favorite Christmas song, or just like holiday season song?
Song?
Yeah.
I think there's a Halloween Kiss album that I enjoy, or Christmas. I'm not sure, but it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible music. But I'm just like, it's Kiss. And then cool. There's you know what? I have just started getting into more melodic type songs, and I'm like, I enjoy classical music, especially when you have it in the background and it's like a banger, and just while doing stuff, I'm like, it makes wintertime feel fancy, if that's a thing. Like, I don't know, especially during the winter, like during storms and stuff. You're just like, a little classic music, a scary movie. I'm thinking, like, I enjoy scary times. So I'm also going to be I'm working in a haunted village this October. So that's also, I'm going to take pictures and try and do some reels of me in full makeup.
Nice.
But yeah, that would probably it.
You got your answer of
Christmas in Hollywood by Hollywood Undead. It's totally inappropriate and you shouldn't have it around kids. But it's a good ass song. There's they butt rape Santa. Like, it's a weird song. Or like they imply it. So
what about you, Alice?
So for Halloween I gotta go with Dead Man's Party, Oingo Boingo.
I've never heard that one.
All dressed up with nowhere to go. Listen to it, it's good. And then I was a huge fan of the Peanuts holiday specials, so Great Pumpkin, Thanksgiving, absolutely. And Linus fucking dropping knowledge about what Christmas is all about. So really love the Linus and Lucy. It's what Schroeder is playing on the piano and all the kids are dancing.
That's the one with the cat.
And they're all dancing around.
Isn't that the one that's supposed to be them in limbo or something? Like there's a weird thing about that.
Don't know. And then this other one was introduced to me last year by, shout out again to a fan of the show, Hawkins, who told me about this. So I, being a child of divorce, thought Christmas.
It's going to be like Blink-182.
No. Christmas can sometimes suck. And when you grow up in a divorced household, and I know people are thinking, twice the presents or whatever. It's really kind of a bummer, depending on how your parents do it. So there is a Monkees song called "House of Broken Gingerbread" that's about what it's like to be a child of divorce during Christmas. And I was like, I feel seen. It's a good song.
You're gonna quit being so bummed out because your parents didn't like each other.
Well, no, it's not even I'm wallowing in my sorrow, because it's just kind of a banger of a song. It's good.
Yep, you fucking kids of divorce, man. Y'all are the worst. Are like, I wish my parents were still together. They fucking hated each other. Can't you be happy for them?
I don't wish they were still together. I wish they could have split up without fucking ruining everything around them for everybody.
Well, listen, if you're out there and that's your solution to whatever's happening, you do it amicably, because the people around you will never forgive the horrible, horrible things you have to put them through.
You make a scene because it's a story for later.
The funny part was they tried to we tried to stay together for the kids until they went to college.
They made it even worse.
They could not do it, and they made it worse. I think if they had just done it when we were little and it was just what our life was, I feel like it would have been easier.
It would have been like a Band-Aid, right? I'm 100% a firm believer that if you have kids with somebody you like, the relationship's over. It's over. It's over.
I feel like he's a little biased.
If you like the person and then you have a kid, then you're like, well, fuck this person. But if you meet somebody and you're like, we should have kids together because we have the same parental. You can't really have a successful relationship with a child involved until you've already had a child with somebody else. So, like,
So you have like
if you take anything away from this, have a baby out of wedlock, and then figure out all the shit that went wrong with that relationship, and then go start a family.
I love the idea of you turning to your child and just being like, "Hi, you are
the pre-trial, the rough draft.
You're the rough draft. You're the guinea pig," which is funny because that's pretty much what my dad did, and he's a much better dad now than he was to my sister.
I feel like that's like a coach, though. It's like, listen, we went through some things. Okay, we tried really hard. Okay, but we came out more knowledgeable, and next season's gonna be different. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, my youngest brother loves my mom. Me, just kind of waiting for that inheritance to kick in.
Also, because you're dead.
We're millennials. We're not getting. We're not getting inheritance anyway. So, I guess to people listening to or watching this on YouTube, what is your way to get through the holiday season, to get through the seasonal depression? What are your strategies?
Our advice is what you eat, activities you do, getting involved in things around you, putting up with Mariah Carey for a short period of time for your own benefit. Remember, positive words breed positive feelings.
Don't be a cunt. Don't be a cunt and go. Also, accept that it's here. It's here.
And you know what? Specifically to that point is let that joy that people fake, just enjoy it. Enjoy it and be part of the joy. And you know what? I know you're lying.
Wear an ugly sweater.
Is wear participation. It's about participation. You have to ramp up your participation to really squeeze out that joy out of.
You can fake it. You might have a good time.
The sooner I realize that it's okay to enjoy stuff, the happier I was as a person. Because like all of middle and high school is like, man, I don't like that stuff. I'm too cool for that.
I'm the same way. I think it's a generational thing.
And I think as we got older and we realized, why not it's not hurting anybody.
Yeah,
just go enjoy yourself.
It's a time of life where you're like, oh, that's cringe. And you're like, oh, wait, everything that is enjoyable is cringe.
Everything can be cringe depending on your point of view.
Yeah, maybe it's your own problem that is cringe. You know?
It's those people who are like, that's cringe. And then they're like, The Office is my favorite TV show of all time.
Right.
Friends.
Like, have you seen Lost? Lost is the greatest show ever. You're like, no, it's not. Okay, and you know why? Because its ending sucks.
Have you ever seen Freaks and Geeks? Those people hurt me, man.
All three of those would make for great draft episodes. Note to self.
Yeah, definitely.
Freaks and Geeks, fuck yeah. That'd be hard though.
I've never seen it. I hear good things though.
Good.
It's a good show, but those people who like it a lot are insufferable.
Yeah. Cole, where can everybody find you?
You can find me at Sniffing Glue 22, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, wherever. You can come to my apartment. I'll give you my address if you hit me in the DMs. Only if you have a really good butthole, though.
I will willingly dox myself, he says. You can find the show at Generation Dan wherever you on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You can follow me at Atlas Novak, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, or my YouTube channel, The Epileptic Comic, or check out my other podcast, Nexus at Night, which is about the trading card game Card Fight Vanguard.
And for me, I'll just let you guys know that I just took this edible 2 hours before the show. Did
it ever kick in?
It's about to start, and I'm having a great time. So
seriously, took an entire hour. You sent that to me at like. Hang on, you sent that to me. God, this was at 3:42 p.m., which would have been about 6:42 for you.
Yeah.
So like 3 hours or 2 hours ago.
Yeah. And now it's just starting to get
now
it's really in the face. But you can follow me at Dino the Genetic Marvel. And hey, maybe I'm a gangster. It was just.
I'm so high. I'm Dino, and I like to do drugs.
I do.
Look, he doesn't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing he needs.
Listen, and that's you. No. Also, too, Cole and I are doing a cooking show. This week, we're cooking quiche, and it's going to be very exciting, and also adventure. So,
I've never made a quiche, by the way, and I'll be drunk.
Yeah.
So check out what is it called? Hammered and cheese?
Hammered and cheese, because he gets hammered, and we're cooking with cheese most of the time. That makes sense. Then also as well, I am like this much closer to doing a chin-up. So right now I'm doing lifts on a daily basis, a pull-up with that are assisted. So one leg is dangling, one leg is I have on a chair. so it can help me a little bit. But I am like, getting close.
And every day I get this much closer to not being able to sit up out of bed because of our show.
Yep.
And that means fatness and alcohol poisoning, everyone, because we're great people. In the meantime, go to the shelves and buy my mac and cheese. Maybe it's a good.
Buy Chef Boyardino wherever you get your. Come on, it's
I'm
perfect.
definitely calling it Chef Boyardino. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, bye, everyone.